This week on the podcast, we are joined by Mickerayla. Let's relax and talk about our year in gaming. And if you stick around to the end, we'll even tell you some deals that you can snag as a last minute gift or even something to treat yourself with. All of that and more in this week's episode of the podcast. Roll the intro. Hello and welcome to Next to Nothing, a podcast for gamers on a budget. I am your host, Danny K. With me, most of the time, is the wonderful, the beautiful, the Mr. Green Elite. Green, how are you doing today?
I am doing good. I cannot complain. I'm here. I'm awake.
I'm so glad you're awake because it would have been really weird
I'm
if you were
awake.
here asleep.
I would love a nice little nap. I'm not gonna lie. I would love that.
No.
Let me go to sleep.
And filling in for Mendacii, we are joined by the lovely and talented Mickerayla. Mickerayla, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I am also awake, but I also took a nap today. So, in the words of Katy Perry, I'm wide awake.
Rub it in. Rub it in. I haven't been able to take a nap at all.
Gladly will. I mean, we're not going to comment on whether or not it was during work when I was supposed to be answering emails, but we'll leave that up in the air.
you do realize this is being recorded, right?
What? No. Like I said, we don't know whether or not it was when I was supposed to be doing work.
There's plausible deniability.
Yeah. There's no proof.
Hello, and thanks for watching and listening to the show. Be sure to stick around to the end to hear about some awesome deals that we found for you this week. Of course, if you miss any part of the show, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and everywhere podcasts are found. And you can typically join us live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time on Twitch. And so this week, do we have anything else that we need to... Oh, I guess I should say, if you like what we do, like and subscribe on YouTube. That's always appreciated. That's real nice. But
Be pretty cool of you.
Be pretty cool of you. But yeah, like I said, let's review our year in gaming. Right, 2022 is about to end, and let's just talk about all of the games that we played. How's that sound?
Yes, perfect.
Okay,
Sure.
So I have come up with 5 categories. And we'll just kind of do this round table style with each one. So let's start with our favorite live service game that we talked about, or that we played this year. Sorry. Green, how about you start us off? What has been your favorite live service game this year?
I think you already know, and I feel like you're gonna get super, super mad.
Do you want to say it at the same time?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Hunt Showdown.
Oh, you bitch. You late ass shit.
we tried to do it over VoIP, so
Yeah, no, it was my fault.
Okay, so why is Hunt Showdown your favorite live service game this year?
Well, especially with this, like they just recently had this event, Devil's Moon, and they're always introducing like new events like throughout like year. And I did a TikTok about the event. They've only done it one day so far, so it's kind of like in suspense.
Yeah.
But there was one point where like there was actual wildfires in the game, like environmental hazards, and it was fucking crazy. It looked cool. I don't know when that shit's gonna be back again. I don't know if it's like just gonna be on Fridays or if there's like a certain thing that triggers it. But it was really cool. I like to see those changes, and I like that there's a gaming company with this really cool idea of an extraction shooter, and they actually listen to the community and add things, and they're continuously trying to improve it. And this game's been out since 2018. Like to do this much for a 4-year-old game is insane. Any other company would be like, "Oh, yep, we're gonna throw a sequel out. Fuck it, we'll do it live." You know,
right?
But Crytek is continuously evolving and making a sweet ass game. I can't recommend this game enough. It's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, the way that Crytek has been developing the game, listening to the community, adding weapons, the tweaks, it's in a weird place meta wise, right? Where it's like, oh yeah, like everyone, if you get into 4 or 5 star territory, everyone's running long ammo rifles, and there's like that weird bit, but they are actively working on it. They're thinking of new, interesting ways. The aesthetics are improving. Um, and it's just been a delight to play this year. It's been the game that, like, when I sit down, like, it's usually one of the first ones that gets loaded up. Mickerayla, how about you? Like, what's been your favorite live service game this year?
So up until about 2 minutes ago, I was going to shock everyone probably who remembers my opinions on this, including myself, and say Destiny 2 because I recently got back into it. But
Did I crush your soul?
what?
I'm so
No, no,
sorry.
no, no. But then it occurred to me that I think my favorite is probably Dead by Daylight right now. Um, I got into it way at the beginning of this year, like February, March-ish, and I've put in probably about 400 hours at least. And I've met a lot of friends through Dead by Daylight, which is shocking a little bit, but there's always someone who's just willing to clown and have
That
fun, and like I'll go in with friends and we'll all change our Steam names to stuff like Mary Chrysler and Happy Honda Days, or I think my name was Slut for Pin Daddy for a hot minute.
Real
Um
quick, it's surprising you said you
yeah.
made friends because I've only lost friends playing DVD. But continue.
Yeah, no, there are definitely some really cool people. Like a few of my friends I've met because like I'll promote my stream in it and then they'll come in and be like, "Oh, good game." And they'll stick around and they won't leave, and then it just kind of develops from there. But um and I mean, similar to what Green was saying about Hunt Showdown, like it might take a little bit of time for them to implement changes, but like they do honestly listen to player feedback and try to implement it. And they're yeah, it balances it always gonna be 100% great, but like they're always working on it and they're always releasing events and characters and killers and maps and things that are keep it new and exciting and fresh. And I don't know. It holds a very special place in my heart right now, I think.
Okay. Interesting. Any
Yeah.
other like do we have any honorable mentions that we want to bring up?
I do.
Okay.
I don't. I feel like this technically falls under live service because they're constantly releasing new free updates with new maps and stuff for it. But Power Wash Simulator, they're always releasing maps that you can power wash and clean and just kind of mindlessly wash.
Get
And it's
squeaky clean.
yeah, yeah, it's so satisfying. It's very satisfying. So that's my honorable mention, I think.
Yeah.
I
I don't
wouldn't.
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No,
I
no,
said
no, you. No, you.
I'll say I don't really have an honorable mention. So
I do. It's not technically a live service game, but The Witcher 3, like they just released that like next gen update, like just like completely free. So if you own the game, like out of nowhere, they're like, here, have this. It's essentially a remake. Make it look nice on your new computer on this like 10-year-old game. Try it out, enjoy it, like it for free. Any other company would be like, yeah, we're gonna need about $80 for that. Okay,
right.
thanks. But CD Project Red was like, okay, have it. It's yours. You paid for the game already, even if you got it on sale on like every sale for like $8. You still paid for the game.
Yeah. How about we move on to mobile games? Mickerayla, do you have a favorite mobile game that you played this year?
Yeah, I think so. So there's one. I don't remember the name of it. Right here it is. What's it called? It's called like Gradient Slider. Gradient. Hang on. Sorry, I'm waiting for it to load. Gradient Sort. It's
Mm,
similar if you've ever played like I Love Hue, where you're just kind of like trying to like it puts a gradient and then it randomizes it and you have to reorganize it to like have the gradient be in the right order. it's like that. It's that type of game. It's just really relaxing, really chill, really like, oh, I'm gonna be on a plane for 3 hours. Time to play this game, and it's just really calming, really nice, really satisfying when you complete the gradient that you've been struggling for 10 minutes on. So that's my mobile pick.
That does sound like delightfully zen.
It is. It truly is.
Green, how about you? What was your favorite mobile game from this year?
I'm gonna have to go with Marvel Snap. I'm still playing it, surprisingly. I mean, I'm starting to get frustrated with it because like I'm on like a massive losing streak. But it, it hasn't been bad, and like it keeps my attention enough to do like the daily missions, which a lot of mobile games don't usually.
Yeah.
Um, and it's something I like. I've always liked Marvel characters and stuff like that. So seeing them introduce new cards and different location tiles can be kind of frustrating, but kind of cool to see at the same time. So
Nice.
that's my pick.
Mine, I'm gonna have to say, was Survivor.io. Is it a clone of Vampire Survivors? Yeah, it is. But I enjoyed it, and it kept me pretty entertained. It was a really easy experience. So that's mine. I can't really say much else about my mobile gaming experience this year.
Yes.
Any honorable mentions that you guys wanted to bring up, or do we want to just go on to our next category?
I
Hold on.
I do
Oh,
have one as
Mickerayla,
well.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you can go first. I feel like I went
No,
first
no,
last
I
time.
have to look and make sure I have
Okay,
it.
okay. I guess this would technically be honorable mention. Because technically it does have an app. But it's not like one that I would have considered a mobile game because you can also play it on PC. But I've been playing a lot of Teamfight Tactics, which is kind of like the League auto chess thing,
yeah.
and it's really addicting. I'm having a lot of fun on it. I like it because it's competitive, but I can't screw anyone over but myself, so there's no one to flame me. And I enjoy it a lot. So that's my honorable mention. It would take first place if it was solely on mobile, but it is not. So there it
Yeah.
is.
All right. Mine is gonna be my honorable mention is Duolingo. It's technically a game. You can learn Spanish while trying to get your daily shit in.
Tu hablas español?
I'm working on it.
It's also
Getting there.
great because it sends you those passive aggressive messages that are like,
Yeah, like
"Oh, Duo
Du-
misses you."
Dua says you're not talking to him anymore.
Yeah.
Or extend your streak or not. I don't care. Like,
Do
all
you
right.
love your family? Duo says it's time to continue your streak, or you'll have to say goodbye.
Yeah, it's
What?
wild.
So I'm
I love
actually
it.
real quick because I was using Duolingo for a while. I was trying to learn Spanish because my fiance is bilingual. So I'm trying to learn. So I was trying to learn Spanish so I can communicate with her and her family using Spanish. And I fell off the wagon really really hard. I was good with it for like 2.5-ish months, where like I had really good streaks. So I'm gonna make a suggestion to Duolingo right now. If you guys could change my push notifications to being super passive aggressive and be like, well, I guess you don't want to learn for your fiance. I thought you loved her, but I guess you stopped learning Spanish for her, huh? Like,
Yikes.
really, really go for my heart. That might help me pick it back up more consistently.
Yeah, just go for the jugular.
Go.
My God.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I thought, you want to know when your mother-in-law is going to talk shit about you? My honorable mention for favorite mobile game is called this is terrible. It's a little like Tetris-esque puzzle game called Drop the Number, where it literally just gives you numbers like in a grid, and so like 2 will go into 2, 4 will go into 4, and so you have to like try to not like overfill or like reach a line?
2048.
Is that it's probably very similar, yeah. But like the
Mm,
numbers
Uh,
drop. Did 2048 did the numbers drop, or do they just?
I mean, there's
we-
various 2048 type
yeah,
games.
Yeah, it's one of them. It's I think it's just the one that I downloaded, and I kind of
I
just
had
like. Good.
I had a 2048 that was Dragon Ball Z characters.
Ooh.
So
And it was just like, yeah.
did Yamcha go into Yamcha and become a Krillin, and then Krillin into Krillin became a?
No, I honestly I don't think there was anyone other than Saiyans in it.
Really?
I think it just started with like Goku, and then Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, Gohan, like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, like stuff like that. So if I remember correctly, I don't have it anymore. It was like 2 phones ago.
Okay.
But
Do you want to talk about our favorite releases of the year? New releases specifically?
good. Please
Okay.
do.
Mhm.
I haven't played it in months, but I think the game that came out this year that got the most of my attention, like of the new releases, was Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Especially like the first quarter, first half of this year. I played a ton of that game.
Mhm.
I think it did better than pretty much anything else that was released during 2022 for me. I think it kept my attention longer than almost anything else.
Nice.
Mickerayla, how about you? What was your favorite new release of the year?
Um, not Elden Ring, I'll tell you that.
Oh
Probably
no.
Stray, honestly. Um, I really enjoyed it. It was something that I personally had never quite experienced, but had always dreamed of playing since I was a little child, of being able to traverse a city as a cat. And I really liked the aesthetic of it. It was just really chill, and it's like that nice mix of like cyberpunk, but not like God. I don't know. It was just a really cool aesthetic, really chill soundtrack, really cool concept, really cool overall. Really, I enjoyed it a lot. That's probably my favorite big release of the year.
Okay. Green, how about you? What was your favorite release of the year?
Honestly, I didn't really play a new game this year. Like my the game I want to play the most is definitely God of War Ragnarok because it looks fucking fantastic. And I love the God of War franchise. I just don't have a PlayStation 5. So,
Mhm.
if I like I mean I played Choo Choo Charles. It just came out recently. That was really fun. Um, but not something I wholeheartedly recommend at its price tag, but um yeah, just this year's kind of been tame for me because like I just haven't bought into like new big titles.
Yeah.
I get that. That was kind of my thought process too. Like, I was looking through the new releases this year, and I was like, "What's like a AAA game that I was excited for and actually like played brand new?" But there wasn't anything that really tripped. It was Elden Ring. I think was like the only thing that I bought and played day one, and that was just a major disappointment for me. But like, there's just I don't know. This year just did not feel very strong in terms of video games.
I do have to reel it back. I would have to say Pokemon. I got a Switch to buy Pokemon Scarlet. So like I definitely liked Pokemon Scarlet more than I like Choo Choo Charles for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like that would have to be my pick just because like I didn't really play anything else. Overwatch 2 is fun.
Uh,
You know, I like it. It kills time, you know. I'd rather play Hunt
debatable.
Showdown, but you know, uh, if only I had a PlayStation 5
If
or if I
only.
liked Warhammer Dark Tide, maybe.
Yeah.
Um I would definitely like looking at back. I really wish I did pick up on Elden Ring when it came out though.
Mhm.
Um
It
I've
was
never been like a huge Dark Souls or Soulsborne type person. I've never been like huge into like that whole concept, but
Yeah.
I'd go back and give it a try. I
Yeah.
couldn't see myself paying the full price for that game.
Yeah. I'd say definitely wait until it's on sale. And I mean, I need to give it another shot, and that's my plan within the next few months. It's just to retry it because when I first started playing Elden Ring, like I was coming straight off of Dark Souls 3. And like I really enjoy like the Soulsborne games. I love them a lot, but it was like I won't go into it because I could rail on Elden Ring for hours probably, but for the hype surrounding it, it was just such a letdown. And it was just like for what was supposedly a new IP, it just felt like another Dark Souls game. There was nothing new and innovative except for maybe the open world, which I love open world games, don't get me wrong, but it was just with the exception of the open worldness, like the bosses were reused, the music was forgettable. It was just don't buy it at full price if you're gonna get it.
Yeah. Any honorable mentions for the favorite new release at all?
I have a dishonorable mention.
Dishonorable
Oh,
mention. Oh.
I'm here for it.
Dishonorable
I'm
mention.
here for it.
Marvel's Midnight Suns,
Oh.
right?
Mm-hmm.
The commercials for that looked so fucking good, as
Mhm.
all Marvel things should, because
Right.
it's Marvel. They have a whole studio behind them with Disney. Um,
Mhm.
it is a turn-based tactical RPG like card game
Mm-hmm.
instead of being like a first person or third person action fighting game like it should be, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Like that would be tits. Like give me Batman Arkham Knight but Marvel. Give me Insomniac's Spider-Man but like with the whole Marvel like universe, not just a card based turnstile game that just ugh, ugh,
Did
gross.
you play the Guardians of the Galaxy game?
I wanted
I've
to.
I
I
heard
just
very good things about that.
I heard a
So,
lot of good things. I've watched a few people play it. It looks like a
mhm.
very phenomenal game. The only thing is it reminds me a lot of the Avengers game, and while the Avengers game was really fun, um, it didn't keep my attention very long.
Sure.
Um, Mickerayla, did you have an honorable mention or dishonorable mention?
I have talked briefly about my dishonorable mention, and I will spare everyone my full gripe of Elden Ring. So,
Um,
We have
I
we have time for gripes. If you got a gripe,
yeah.
no, 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 I
this is the show right here. So if you got something,
Yeah.
this does not sound like
it's
a
just
very catch money. Then
so
say it.
it was just so disappointing. Like everyone's like, ah, game of the year, game of the year, it did not deserve game of the year. I was rooting for Stray for game of the year because that was something
Wow.
new, that was something innovative, and it was a good story. It was cool, and you know, Elden Ring is just more of the same. It's just the same game that's been played. They reused animations, they reused bosses, they reused weapons. There's nothing cool about the weapons. Like,
That FromSoft's thing though, like
well,
they reuse, recycle, but this one's an open world game,
it's just like
right?
so I haven't played Sekiro, admittedly, but I've played and I haven't played Demon Souls, but I've played all of the Dark Souls games and I've played all of Bloodborne. And like the Bloodborne was admittedly my first FromSoft game, and I love that game. Like it takes it's like a genre that's not super explored of like Victorian England with eldritch horror mixed into it. Um the music is incredible. Like the soundtrack is iconic. All of the bosses, nothing is like the same. Nothing the bosses are very distinct. The soundtracks are very distinct. Everything is just really, 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 really well done. And Elden Ring they definitely went for quantity of bosses over quality of bosses, and for me, it shows. There's like one boss that I really enjoy the music, the aesthetic, everything about that. But like, granted, I didn't finish. Disclaimer: I didn't finish Elden Ring, but from what I did play, I have about 60 hours in it, and I was not impressed in the slightest.
It's fair. I mean, if it's something that isn't for you, it's it's not for you.
But I do
Give
want
it.
to encourage anyone who thinks Mickerayla is wrong. Let us know in the
Hmm.
YouTube comments.
Yeah, no, I'll fight. I'll fight you. Fists, words.
Heathen.
I'll go.
She's
do it.
in the comments and ready to fight.
I am. My keyboard is ready. I'm here for it.
Shotgun cocks her keyboard.
Yeah. I mean, like I said though, admittedly, I am trying to replay through Elden Ring, but every time I start, I just want to play Bloodborne, so I start playing Bloodborne again.
Yeah, and this is gonna be an inside joke for me and you, Mickerayla, but she is a keyboard warrior.
Oh my god. I was thinking about that too when you were mentioning it. I was like, oh no, the flashbacks,
That's
the late nights.
That's an inside joke between me and her from when we were in college together. But my quick little honorable mention was Gundam Evolution. I thought it was fun. I definitely think it deserved a bit more attention. And I think in terms of the first person shooters, hero shooters, I think it deserves a notable place amongst that crowd. But anything else on favorite new releases?
We'll get into mine further on in the next few questions.
I'll say let's talk about indie games. Green, do you have a favorite indie game from this year?
No. I would have to say probably Choo Choo Charles.
Yeah.
As I said, I didn't play much of like new games, so Choo Choo is probably gonna have to be my one.
Yeah.
If I had to pick like what I thought deserved like the best indie game of the year, it would definitely be Stray, for sure.
Mine, and this is gonna be a little cheaty, but I mean it did officially release January 2022. Not for broadcast. It got its third and final episode. They finished the game. So like the version that came out in January 2022 is the official full release. By far, I fucking love the story. I love the multiple endings. The endings that I saw, I thought were all fantastic. The way that you could play through that game is amazing. I think it was a fantastic release, a super strong game from the team. All of the actors absolutely killed it in the final episode. Yeah, not for broadcast, number one indie game for me this year.
If you want an idea of what it feels like to be an actual director behind the scenes, that's what it's like. That game gave me so much anxiety. It was terrifying. I was like, I'm gonna miss my cue. I'm gonna miss my cue.
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, if you're watching this video, there's a high probability that you came off of the not for broadcast playthroughs that are on the channel, because those are the most viewed videos on this channel. And yeah, I mean, I never did TV broadcasting. The closest I ever did to TV broadcasting is this right here, which I mean is pretty complicated, but it translates really well to radio broadcasting too, where like I'm terrified of missing cues. Shit, is my audio level up? Like I have to, have the added bonus that they can't see me on the side, so I'm like trying to speak into a microphone over like game noise. Yeah, like sports game noise, like because I did sports radio broadcasting. So yeah, they captured that game, like that feeling and anxiety of trying to run a TV broadcast so well. Yeah, fantastic release. Mickerayla, did I already ask you what your favorite indie game was this year?
No, and now that I think about it, I'm 99% certain it came out this year, but if I'm wrong, I will pretend that I'm right. My favorite indie game of this year, I believe, is probably going to be Inscription. I'm not a huge like card game, like Magic the Gathering, Legends of Runeterra, Hearthstone type game player, but something about Inscription just really captivated me. And after you play the game, I highly recommend you also do the Casey's mod, which is essentially, for those who have played the game, it's just the first chunk of the game and like the biggest chunk of the game, but just like an endless loop of that. And it's really fun. The insect deck is totally OP. Highly recommend. Um, but yeah, that's probably my indie game pick of the year for me.
It did,
Yeah.
to clarify, come out in October 2021.
No, it came out in 2022, and you can't tell me otherwise.
Can't tell me otherwise.
Tell
Steve
her-
is a liar.
Tell her
no.
otherwise in the comments.
No. It got really big. Like, I know Markiplier played it this year, so that's probably why, like, I'm thinking it came out this year, but I will pretend that it came out this year.
Do you have an honorable mention for indie game of the year?
Yes. Probably I mentioned this earlier, but Power Wash Sim. I spent many a stressed out nights just video up on
Vibing.
one screen, Power Wash Simulator on the other, and just like mindlessly cleaned. It's so relaxing, so good. 10 out of 10 would recommend. They're constantly releasing like free updates with new maps. And there's like community voted maps, so like people in the community will come up with maps and everyone can vote and that will be released. And it's really cool. There's new stuff coming out all the time. Highly recommend.
Yeah. I have an honorable mention. I'm actually going to be talking about it in the future because I just played it. I thought it was really, really fun and just very, very chill time. But it's called Chop Goblins from David Zemansky. It is a micro first-person shooter done like in that boomer shooter style. I'll talk more about it in the future because I'm going to write a review for it. And but yeah, I enjoyed it. It's really fun, really short experience. And yeah, like I said, talk about it more in the future. Kind of getting towards the end of it here, but do you want to talk about our favorite games of the year, old or new?
Absolutely.
Green.
Yeah.
Old or new? What was what was a game that you played this year that you would say was the gaming highlight for your year?
I'm going to sound like a broken record. It's going to be Hunt Showdown because I love that game and I will never not love that game. Like, God be damned, I will always ship Hunt Showdown. But my like, I would say there are some runner-ups. There's some nuances. Like I didn't think I was gonna enjoy Overwatch 2. I actually kind of enjoy Overwatch 2. It's a fun game. Don't like their marketing practices, but it's a fun game regardless. Tarkov, Escape from Tarkov. When Escape from Tarkov is like at the beginning of its life, that first like 3 weeks is just so fucking good, yet so fucking frustrating. I love it. Right? And then a surprise pop up, New World. New World's actually been pretty damn fun. I've returned to playing that. And that's actually genuinely enjoyable for just a mind-numbingly like grindy game. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But Hunt Showdown for sure. Absolutely.
Mickerayla, how about you?
It's kind of two, but I'm gonna treat it as a 2 in 1. But I have been making my way through the Resident Evil series.
Mm-hmm.
And I've really enjoyed the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes. I admittedly hadn't played the originals, but comparing them to the originals of all of the other games that are like, oh, it's horror, but it's also like really campy and all this stuff. And I feel like the 2 remakes do a really good job of really like digging into the horror aspect. And yeah, there are like some funny lines and some parts that are like, okay, haha, but like overall they did a really good job of like amping up that feel of horror and the feel of terror. And Specifically in Resident Evil 2, when I'm getting chased by Mr. X and I can hear his footsteps and I don't quite know where he is, but no matter he's just getting louder and louder, like that gets my adrenaline going and it gets my heart pounding. And it was a really cool experience and I really enjoyed it a lot. And it makes me really excited for the Resident Evil 4 remake that's coming out early next year. So that's probably my guess or my choice.
Nice. uh, Green has beaten me to two things real quick. We just had a bot in the chat. He beat me to ban that. He beat me to saying what my game was going to be for this year, Hunt Showdown. So yeah, that's my personal, like, again, when I sit down at my desk, what am I gonna load up? It's probably gonna be Hunt Showdown. An honorable mention for that probably be would probably be Master Duel. I know that it makes Green's blood boil.
I fucking hate it. It scarred me for card games for life. Like Marvel Snap, like itself, like gives me Yu-Gi-Oh vibes sometimes. It just drives me fucking nuts.
Yeah, you gonna go play Magic the Gathering?
No, absolutely not. I won't buy into that bullshit.
So yeah, and I didn't write this one down as a part of our show notes, but I just kind of thought about it. Looking ahead to 2023, is there a game that has your interest that you're excited for 2023? Green.
Yeah, I'm excited for God of War Ragnarok to come to PC so I can play that. Which, I keep saying that, but I have God of War, like the first like rebooted one,
Yeah.
on Steam from when they switched it to PC. I still haven't played it yet.
Mm.
So yeah, I need to do that. I was gifted that game. I need to play that. I know Spider-Man Miles Morales is out on PC now, and I haven't picked that up yet, and I haven't played it yet, and I really want to play it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I would say God of War Ragnarok on PC. And I don't know. I don't know if there's anything else that just like piques my interest other than like Jedi Survivor, which like comes out in March of 2023. That I'm gonna go hard in, and like I really hope they do like something with um like a co-op. That'd be like even more dope.
Yeah.
If not, cool. But like I don't care. It's gonna be so good. This game is gonna be
great. Yeah. Mickerayla, how about you?
Yeah. So I mentioned this very briefly about 10 seconds ago, but definitely the Resident Evil 4 remake. It looks like they are continuing the trend of the remakes to really lean into the horror. And the 4 remake just looks like it's going to be super dark, super creepy, super just horrific. Not even in like I'm scared, but like the situation and what everything and like what all the characters are going through is just horrific.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they're really leaning hard into that, so I'm really excited because I love me some angst. I'm also really excited for Hades 2. I think that's coming out next year.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't quite finished the first one, but it really kind of kicked me into restarting it and playing through it, so I'm really excited for that one. And then hopefully a Bloodborne remake. I'm crossing my fingers. Please, for the love of God, please at least release it for the PC. I'm begging you, FromSoft. Begging you.
Yeah. She's on her hands and knees.
Yes.
Pleading with God.
Please, please give me a Bloodborne.
She's about to make a pact with an eldritch being.
Yeah. With the moon presence.
Yep. For me, it's Nightingale. The gas punk fantasy survival game where you're stuck in the Feywild with your friends and get to shoot fairies and weird fey creatures with your guns and build houses. It just looks fun. So I'm looking forward to that. It's supposed to get a 2023 early release. I've tried to get on like alpha and beta tests, but to no avail. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I think that's gonna be my 2023 game. Yeah. Do we want to go into deals that you guys can snag?
Yeah, I do want to say
Yeah.
one thing.
Yeah.
I'm actually I now have a Switch, so I'm actually pretty excited to see Breath of the Wild 2.
Mm.
But I really want to see Wind Waker, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Yeah.
On Switch. They have like they were like there was rumors that it was going to come to the Switch, and we have not seen it yet. And I want it. Nostalgia is like high for that game. So make it happen, Nintendo. I know you're listening.
Okay, well, like I said, like Christmas is literally Saturday, right? So,
Sunday.
or
It's on
Sunday,
Sunday.
yeah. Sorry, but yeah, Christmas is pretty much here. So there's some deals that you can snag. These are going to be good, like last minute gifts for your friends if you need to do that, or maybe you just want to treat yourself because you're worth it.
Shopping's hard, okay?
It is. It is. So I have a deal. For 50% off, you can pick up Insurgency Sandstorm and Humble Bundle, which I don't think I need to tell anyone how much I love this game. I think it's a great game. It's one of the best tactical shooters available, and it's worth the pickup at $15, but you got to get it in the next few days. And there will be a link.
Yeah, discount Battlefield 4 is great.
Please. Yeah. So that the link for that will be in the description of the episode. Green, how about you?
I hurt his soul, and I'm happy. Mine is gonna be Little Nightmares. I don't do horror games, but I've heard a lot of good things about these, and I know a lot of people enjoyed them and would continue to enjoy them if they were on sale. So the sale ends December 22nd. 75% off the first one at $4.99, and then 67% off the second one, which just came out, I think. But what did I say this year? I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, it
Might
was
have been
pretty
last
recently.
year.
This
Yeah,
year,
it might have
last
been.
year.
Yeah. So I mean, not old.
Yeah.
Right. 67% off for a grand total of $9.89. So you can pick both of those up for under $20. And again, that is for the next 48 hours as we are recording this. So December 22nd is when it ends. Pick it up. Scoop it up. Scoop, scoop, scoop.
Scoop, 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 scoopy dee poop poop.
Scoop, scoop, scoop. If you like horror games, if you're like me and you're a bitch, then don't get it.
Mickerayla, how about you?
Yeah. So if you haven't played it, which if you have not, what is wrong with you? But if you haven't played it, if you haven't bought it, you can get Stardew Valley for 30% off. So for $10.49, you can play Stardew Valley. It has, if you haven't played it, totally recommend. Has a bunch of replay value. And there are a bunch of mods. There are at least 2 mods that I can think of that literally like change the entire game. There's one called Stardew Valley Expanded, where it expands the map, it adds new NPCs, it adds new crops, it makes your farm bigger. There's new areas, there's all this new stuff added to it. That's really cool. And then, oh god, I don't even actually remember what it is, but it's like Fernvale Cliffs or something like that. I'll search for it now, but it, instead of like building your farm in Stardew Valley, you're building your farm in this completely different town. So there's a whole new host of characters, new crops, new everything. It just makes the game super fresh, super cool. You can it already has the replay value because you can choose to do, build up the community center, or you can choose to, go the capitalist route and buy everything out. But the game in itself, it has tremendous replay value. But then with the mods that people come out with, it just increases that tenfold. So definitely recommend Stardew Valley if you have not played it.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Not for me, no.
Okay. Well, let's chat about what's coming up for our channels. Starting with Mickerayla. Mickerayla, thank you for coming on the show. What's coming up with you?
Yeah, thank you for having me. I always enjoy coming on and talking video games.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I am currently playing through the Resident Evil series, kind of like what I mentioned before. We are on Revelations 2 right now. And then we will be playing through 6 and then 7 and then 8. And then hopefully by that time the 4 remake will be out, or there's also an indie studio recreating both 1 and Code Veronica in like the current or the updated graphics, like the remake graphics. So hopefully we'll be playing either one of those 3 remakes afterwards, but we'll make it through. And then we also will have some merch coming out at the beginning of the year. So yeah, that's what I've got going on.
Heck yeah. Mr. Greenlee, what's coming up with your channel?
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna be jumping back into streaming. It's definitely gonna be some more Hunt Showdown with just a dash of Overwatch 2 in there. I'm hoping to be live tomorrow, and then Thursday is possible Tarkov wipe. So you'll be seeing me on there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have a big schedule change coming up after the new year because I have got a new job. Woo!
Woo! Congratulations.
Thanks. Great, well. Yeah. So yeah, I gotta figure out like how that's gonna work. But yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be wild. Twitch.tv/Mr. Greenlee. You can find me TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Yeah, OnlyFans, Mr. Greenlee. Do you think I'm joking?
No, I believe it.
It's there. It's there. I might do some boudiere.
Ooh.
Who knows? You might see it. You might not. Who knows? I'm a man of mystery.
Well, maybe to other people, but not to me. Coming up on my channel tomorrow night, and I'm thinking Friday night for sure. I will be doing some Hunt Showdown because of the event. I was also thinking just maybe we might jump into Minecraft again because I've been needing the Zen. I know a few other people who've kind of been needing the Zen. It's crossplay, so I can play it with my fiance on her Switch. So yeah, that's what we might be doing some Minecraft here soon again too. Otherwise, you can keep up with me on Twitter at DannyK, DANIECAE. Come shit talk with me over there. Fight me, bros. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for the show this week, guys. Thanks for watching and listening. Your time and attention is always appreciated. If you've made it this far, be sure to drop a like and subscribe on YouTube. That does help us out quite a bit. And make sure you let us know all your thoughts and opinions on everything that we talked about today. Tell Mickerayla why she's wrong about Elden Ring.
I'm not wrong, and everyone knows it.
So go on ahead and start fights with her. She'll be in the comments ready to fight you. And yeah, if you miss any part of the show, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and everywhere podcasts are found. And until next week, stay safe, stay healthy, keep fighting the good fights, have a very happy rest of your holidays, and we'll see you again next year. Bye!
I love you.
Bye.